Yes, sir. My Trekker. Back up in this thing, man. Today, we'll be taking a look at some creepy TikToks that'll have your mind racing. Let's get it.
Could you imagine that one day we would be able to download our human brain capacity into a Optimus?
Yes. I think that is, I'm not saying this is, I think it is possible, I think, to do that. It is possible.
Which would be a different way of eternal life, because we would also download our personalities into a bot.
Yes, we could download the things that we believe make ourselves unique. Now, of course, if you're not in a body anymore, that there's definitely going to be some difference there, you know. So, but as far as preserving our memories, our personality, if you will, I think we could do that.
One of the main aspects of life that makes being alive worth it is being able to sense the world around you, to taste things, touch things. So I'll pass on being a Tesla bot, but seeing how he just answered that question, I'm convinced he is a Tesla bot already.
Yes.
Never heard this noise in my life here. Nothing in the sky. Fog came in, covered the bridge. All of a sudden something wants to hide behind this fog and be loud and crazy sounding. Never heard anything like it. And I work on this bridge every day.
This whole scene feels like the beginning to the movie The War of the Worlds. The fog plus that sound is super ominous. If this isn't a spotlight, then it's either Project Bluebeam or the mothership of all motherships.
Pentagon scientists have finished testing on an early weapon that can make laser plasma balls talk.
Stop, or we will be forced to fire upon you.
It's called the laser-induced plasma effect, and it's made by the Joint Non-Lethal Weapons Directorate. So what they've done is basically created a laser that can shoot out to a certain distance, and they can pipe in sound waves through it, and actually make human voice sounds and commands.
Stop, or we will be forced to fire upon you.
Now, where this becomes useful is around an area we want to keep a perimeter secure. So essentially, you can shoot out this laser, you can then talk to the people on the edge of the perimeter rather than sending troops out there and tell them to get away, or you're going to shoot, or get away, or they're going to use other means to deter them. And that same laser can be used to actually target the individual and create heat through pinpricks, like microscopic pinpricks in their skin, even beneath clothing. It's extremely uncomfortable and people move out of the way almost immediately. At the same time, the exact same laser is also being used as kind of a never-ending flashbang grenade. It can basically, with a power source, it can constantly create audible effects to deter and confuse and disorient people, just like a flashbang grenade that you would have in your kit, but would only be able to flash once, maybe twice, depending on the design. Now, it's still a few years away. They just finished testing to get the audio portion through the laser in a laboratory setting this year, but they expect to have a fieldable version within the next 5 years that troops could use to protect different areas or put on mobile platforms to disperse crowds or use it in a non-lethal way in theater.
The scientist that created this really needs a psychiatric evaluation stat. The sponsor for today's video is Raycon. Everyone says their 2025 will be different, and for better or for worse, it will be. The world will change whether you want to make a big resolution or not, so maybe just keep it simple and say you'll hit the gym once or twice a week. You could finally plan that big trip to Japan that you've always wanted to go on, or just be more positive in general. All of those things are pretty doable and much easier when you bring your Raycon everyday earbuds. Raycon's everyday earbuds are perfect for the gym, going on nature walks, and they make a great phone call companion, offering premium audio that goes where you go. And they start at just half the price as other premium audio brands. No joke, these are probably the most comfortable earbuds I've ever tried on. No more falling out or earaches. And what really sets Raycons apart in my opinion is the quick charge function. With just 10 minutes of charging, you can get 90 minutes of battery life. Lately, Raycons have been my go-to when I'm just lounging around the house, scrolling through social media, getting the latest updates about the world, or when I'm out and about pretty much doing anything. They have wireless charging capabilities and a protective case cover, so if you're anything like me that tends to drop things a lot, that really comes in handy. So if you're looking for some new earbuds that can do it all, go to buyraycon.com/modtricka to get 15% off site-wide. Yes, that's right, 15% off site-wide when you go to buyraycon.com/modtricka. Thank you, Raycon, for sponsoring this video, and with that being said, let's get back to the video.
Across town at the House of the Temple, the modern Egyptian magicians, the Freemasons, Scottish Rite, 33rd degree, are conducting the raising of Osiris ceremony to call the seed of Osiris Apollo from the underworld through the Washington Monument obelisk, where it magically emits into the U.S. Capitol dome, while America's new leader is standing there accepting his role as the living representative of Osiris. This is done in anticipation of the day when events are going to surpass parity, and the beast that was and is not shall ascend out of the bottomless pit and go into perdition, the Greek word Apollo. And they that dwell on earth shall wonder whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was and is not, and yet is. Revelation 17:8. For a few adepts of history and secret orders, this DC ritual is deliciously staged, as even the term inaugurate is from the Latin inauguratio, and it refers to the archaic ceremony by which the Roman augurs or soothsayers would approve a king or a ruler through omens as being sanctioned by the god Jupiter, the same entities whose prophecies on the Great Seal herald his upcoming challenge to Yahweh Jehovah for heavenly supremacy, while his son Apollo Osiris seizes authority over the world in a final pagan golden age.
If that's the case, then the inauguration is one of the most pretentious events ever. You would think that the president would ascend to the heavens after he's sworn in. They need to chill.
Alright, so break it down again. Where is it? There's the arm.
Arm. Leg. There's gonna be another leg walking here.
You see it go over the snow.
Arm. Leg. Then another leg.
So if that's a leg, what's that? Is that the baby with somebody?
They laughing now, but when they wake up in the middle of the night to see the shadow man hovering over the bed, they won't be.
He's flown drones for years. He is a professional at what he does. So here's Lane. He's standing in the field. There's his suitcase. And as you can see from the photograph, this is the drone photo, there's nothing around him. There's nothing anywhere around him. It's just a very flat field. This is what the drone took from a photograph. When we render the data, here's the data, and we go into the 3D view. It's a little tricky to see, but Lane is standing out here, and I will turn off the extra scans of over here. Let me turn off, I'll go to the 3D view. Here's the scan I want. So this is the same set of data right here. This is Lane, and if you can see, this is the same picture of Lane right there. You see his head. I'll back up a little bit so it's a little easier to see.
Yeah.
There's Lane, but standing 8 feet away from Lane, when you turn it, 8 feet away from him is something 8 feet tall, 4 foot wide. It's colorized with different colors on the side, one color in the middle right there. But again, here's my buddy Lane, and if we go back to the photograph, there he is, open field and case.
Now, where is it in the color?
Louisiana.
No. Where would it be? All right, so show me.
This whole entity right here was not in.
Where is he?
This is Lane right here.
Okay, which way is he facing?
If you see, he is facing straight east.
Straight east. Now show me where that show me where that being is when you show me the regular picture.
It's to his left.
It's straight to his left. directly to his left, 8 feet.
Wait, what is it?
That's what he doesn't know.
That's what he doesn't know.
We're wondering if it's an angel because it's an infrared.
There's no tree, there's nothing else, but there it is. It's 4 foot wide and about 8 foot tall, 8 feet away from him. And again, if you go back to the picture, there he is.
Now,
right here.
where is the being in that picture? Where would he be standing?
It doesn't exist.
I know, but it would be where?
It would be right here.
Can you go
I don't think angels would show up on an infrared scan. That might be a cloaked Sasquatch.
Frate, uitați-vă și voi. Ceva se întâmplă, frate, uitați-vă și trece ceva pe sus, că nu știu de unde vine, uite. Uite. Nu este că e filtru sau ceva. Nu e filtru, uitați-vă, na. Că vă arăt în altă parte, că nu e nimic. Ce se întâmplă, mă, când se duc în sătul? Uitați-vă și voi. Dar numai pe jumătatea aia acolo. Și mai erau și ăștia, mai sunt și niște lumini, dacă le vedeți. Verzi. Uitați-vă că se văd luminile, se văd și ceva lumini prin... Gata, s-a opriră. Uite, uite, alte lumini, uite, uite. Băi, ești prost la cap și pula mea acolo. Uitați-vă cum sunt galbene. Uite. Ceva se întâmplă, fraților. Am mâncat și inima voastră. Bă, nu e filtru, că vă arăt aici. Că nu știți că e filtru.
Either Steve Aoki is planning a set in the stratosphere or they beta testing the Project Bluebeam projectors again.
Were you pulled out of class and tested as part of the Gifted and Talented GATE program? Here's some deja vu. Listen to this.
This is the first step along your path to a gateway.
Does that sound familiar?
A gateway beyond which is discovery. Your own discovery of reality, of truth, of who and what you are.
Do you remember doing the tests with the colored yarn on the pegboards or the little wooden boards with the nails? When you were doing the audio test? Or did they have you do the flashcards where you're supposed to try and guess the colors and the shapes? Were you actually tested as part of a Gifted and Talented program, or were they actually testing to see, as part of a government program, if you had telepathy? If this is familiar to you, let me know.
I don't remember being in this program, but I feel like after hearing this sound, it's starting to unlock a repressed memory. Let me know if you guys remember this.
Walked as it walked. It literally sounded.
Stacy.
What the? Nope, no. That's. I don't know what the hell that was. I don't know if I want to know what the hell that was. Okay, somebody tell me what that was. Just keep that a little closer. Is there somebody outside? Yeah? Please leave. Sounded like I said don't. Well, I'm gonna look outside. What the f***? That was that sound again. What the fuck? I gotta get the hell out of here. Can't even run because it's...
If he got that scared, then I don't know why he thought it was a good idea to go to the middle of the woods and play with the Ouija board. He asked for this.
I had the opportunity over the years to interview, again, people who have worked at the test site at Groom Lake. One gentleman spent 12 of his 30 years in black programs at Groom Lake. When I asked him, I said, first of all, I said, do you believe in UFOs? And he looked at me with a straight face in one-on-one. He said, absolutely, positively, they do exist. So can you expand upon that? And he said, no, I can't. About a year later, we were talking about, again, activities at Groom Lake. And I asked him, I said, you know, can you really tell me what's happening out there? And he said, well, there's a lot of things that are going on there that I won't be able to tell you until the year 2025. But we have things in the Nevada desert that would make George Lucas envious.
Well, George Lucas dreamed up the Death Star, so if it'll make him envious, that's slightly terrifying. It could be some type of static discharge or ball lightning. If not, then maybe it's an orb siphoning energy from the lava.
New discovery in ancient France that you're going to want to see. The wildest thing is it's only understandable from the sky. This is the astrogeometry of Karnak. The stones are 7,000 years old. There's 4,000 of them between 40 and 350 tons. This is the last time we did that. These stones are arranged in very neat lines across the landscape. They can't be used for agriculture. If you take a picture of the sun at the same time every day, it forms this infinity sign shape. For a seasonal calendar, this can be achieved with a really long stick. The angle of the stones is achieved using 3 perfect squares connected end to end. That is exactly half of a 3-4-5 triangle like you learned in school to create perfect right angles. The Sumerians were the first to document the use of this triangle, but now we have one that's 2,000 years older than that. The Karnak cornerstones create the 3-square triangle and the 3-4-5 right triangle. Did this using huge stones over 1,400 meters. Stonehenge was built 1,000 years later. For that story to work, we have to assume there were ancient cave geometers. So what do these angles mean? And what was the use for this precise geometry? Well, Angkor Wat and the Great Pyramid also use this technique. That explanation is going to need a part 2. Because to pull this off, you have to know what we didn't know. They used symbol geometry to communicate ideas through music, art, architecture.
For people who used hammer and chisel for everything and didn't have access to advanced technology, according to historians, the ancients sure had a lot of ingenuity to build this entire complex and still get the math right. You can't tell me they didn't have access to at least a TI-83.
I don't know if this is super coincidental, but in the movie Interstellar that's on Netflix right now, you have the same situation that's going on right now. So Matthew McConaughey finds a drone, and it's some Indian surveillance drone that he finds with his kids. Now take a look at this.
Why did it come down so low? Either the sun cooked its brain or it was looking for something.
What?
A large flat blade. Some kind of signal?
And now you're going to see a similar situation where we saw the drones, and now here in this part, watch, and that would be the mysterious fog that took over the entire nation.
In Interstellar, that's a dust storm, not fog, but I can kind of see what she means.
Se me como humo raro. A ver, record. Oh my God, babe, what is that? I don't know. Is that an alien? Yes. It is 100% an alien, Saida. Okay, record. What is that? It looks like a went away now.
I'm still getting it on my camera.
What was that, babe?
It's most likely just a swarm of flying insects that happens to look like a Dementor straight from Azkaban.
Just take a look at this. One of the few bells of the old world survived, hidden and buried in Lithuania. This beautiful massive bell, over 100 years old. Look at the machinery it takes to lift it out of that hole. Just look how heavy it is. But what happened to all the bells of the old world? Where did they all go? The ones that used to adorn all of the church's towers. They tell us they were removed and melted down for ammunition in one of their many ill-fought wars at our expense. But what we were intentionally not made to realize is just how important these bells were in the old world. Churches, temples, buildings adorned with bell towers were not just idle places of worship. They were the healing centers of the old world, operating similar to the principles of the Rife machine, using frequency and vibration, a technology and capability known very well in the old world. Why would we be allowed such empowering freedoms? There is no profit and control to be had in a healthy patient. And that's definitely not the business model of modern medicine. Question everything, friends. Until next time.
If their agenda was to instantly destroy the morale of the people, then removing these bells was a very effective way of doing that. We need to dig them all up and put them back where they belong. I don't know what that could be, but it looks like it was trying to communicate in Morse code. If somebody knows how to decode that, please let us know what it says in the comments.
Dude, what the
Who's there?
I could never live in a house where I wake up in the middle of the night to find a ghost playing Runaway by Kanye West. I'm out. And that baby python from Petco they lost 5 years ago ain't a baby no more. That looked exactly like Voldemort. I would be inside.
What is that, guys? It's literally just like hovering in that spot. It's huge.
You can't tell me that wasn't a Ford Explorer-sized DJI Mavic 3 Pro drone.
As it was spinning, anything that got in its way, it would be harmed. So it spun out into the open on a road, and there was two vehicles there, an armored vehicle, they call it that M706, that the QRT came in. Well, the driver of the QRT then decided to ram the creature, or the humanoid. So he accelerated and ran right into it, knocking it over, rolling over it. And then this thing moved all the way out to the perimeter fences, back into the UFO, which was parked out there. As they turned around, there was two more humanoids going in that bunker. Now they got 3 of these things.
Similar to that one, exactly like that one, or different?
No, exactly like that.
If this is a true story, then of course the first thing the humans do is resort to violence. If the Galactic Federation is real, we're never getting in.
Top, meu patrão. Chama na alta. Caralho.
My question is, when it's time for him to go home, does he pack all of these in his car, or does he blow up 10 more balloons and just float home? But that was the video, guys. Don't forget to sub up, hit that notification bell, and I'll catch you in the next one.